All right, so 1902, James Allen published As a Man Thinketh. It's this book right here. This is a newer copy. I actually like reading from older versions. It just feels almost like you're more connected with the text. But this is a newer version that I've definitely read quite a few times. So this is James Allen's thoughts on suffering. I study a lot of Buddhism, and Buddhists have a lot of thoughts on suffering. And I've read a lot of philosophy, and there's also a lot of different thoughts on suffering. So it's always good to hear what one of your teachers, James Allen, I definitely consider a teacher of mine. This book has been very instrumental in my life. What they think on a topic. And so this is what he thinks on suffering. We got a little Ciro Rose in the background here for some added effect. Okay. So as I'm reading this, I'm going to read it a little bit slow this first time, and then I'm going to read it a second time, a little bit more rapid pace. So this first time, just kind of hold on to these words so you feel them. Suffering is always the effect of wrong thought in some direction. It is an indication that the individual is out of harmony with himself, with the law of his being. The sole and supreme use of suffering is to purify, to burn out all that is useless and impure. Suffering ceases for him who is pure. There could be no object in burning gold after the dross had been removed, and a perfectly pure and enlightened being could not suffer. Okay, so I'm going to read it one more time. Suffering is always the effect of a wrong thought in some direction. It is an indication that the individual is out of harmony with himself, with the law of his being. The sole and supreme use of suffering is to purify, to burn out all that is useless and impure. Suffering ceases for him who is pure. There could be no object in burning gold after the dross had been removed, and a perfectly pure and enlightened being could not suffer. So this is one man's thoughts on suffering, and it leads in an interesting conversation, because sometimes men aren't the result of the circumstance, or their circumstance isn't the result of all that has gone on in their head, but maybe it is. According to Alan, I guess it is. Yeah, I have tons of questions on it. In fact, I have like a big question mark next to it, because it makes sense, but it's a very complex, seemingly simple statement. The sole and supreme use of suffering is to purify, to burn out all that is useless and impure. I like that.